Welcome to Talk Back with Bob Larson. I'll be here for the next hour talking about what's on my mind and hearing from you about what's on your mind. A little bit different topic today than I had originally planned. Well, we tell you to expect the unexpected. Now, yesterday, my guest was Blanche Barton, author of the book, The Secret Life of a Satanist. Well, it is Anton LaVey's diary. And boy, did we hear some interesting things yesterday. Now, things got so hot and there was so much interest in this that I had planned to extend it for an extra day. And Blanche originally agreed to do that. Here's what she said at the end of the show. I want to ask you.
Yes.
You willing to go round 2 tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah. I'll be here.
But then she changed her mind. Said she was busy, had an appointment. I wonder. Well, okay. I mean, I'm not calling the woman a liar. What do I know? Maybe she did have some appointments she didn't know about and prematurely committed herself to being on the show. But then she said, no, can't do the show. And I said, look, if you don't do the show, I'm going to presume the worst. We'll get you somebody else for the show. They did. In a few moments, you're going to be hearing from Mr. Pete Gilmore, the administrator of the Church of Satan, publisher and editor of the Church of Satan's official organ. It's called The Black Flame. In fact, he published Blanche Barton's book. This guy has an M.A. in music composition from New York University. This will not be a dull day. Stay tuned. My callers. Satanists who want to defend the teachings of Anton LaVey, those of you who didn't get through to me yesterday, and ex-Satanists who say LaVey lies. They see Satan as a symbol of worldly indulgence. Members of the Church of Satan reject the salvation of Christ. Yesterday, I debated Blanche Barton, author of the authorized biography of Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey. The book entitled The Secret Life of a Satanist celebrates satanic indulgences and describes the lecherous lifestyle of LaVey. Barton initially agreed to debate me again today, but changed her mind after the show was over. Well, during yesterday's broadcast, Barton claims Satanists don't engage in criminal activity. Several of the callers said otherwise.
I was a weakling through Satan. I helped in sacrifice human 9 times by my own hand. You took the entrails of the human being and put them in a doll. Sometimes when we burn things, we'd burn the dolls, or else we'd use them like a counter. You know, you'd put it on your shelf saying, this is one I've taken, this is one I've taken, so you know how many lives are underneath you.
Did you ever actually kill anyone?
Yes.
What they do is lie. What they also do is try to develop in children MPD, because they certainly don't know the difference between good and bad.
We'd have a ritual where we'd crucify an animal and let it blood drain during the ritual and pass that chalice filled with it around as part of the Black Mass.
Peter Gilmore joins me in a moment now. That's what the caller said yesterday. Here's what Blanche Barton said about Christianity and satanic robots.
Christianity is a dead mythology. It won't work in an increasingly technological world.
Okay,
and you know it as well as I do. Flesh-like, very realistic. They're going to smell, taste, feel.
Robo-Satanists? Is that what we're going to have?
We'll have productive non-people rather than counterproductive people. They're gearing up for the production of them right now, even as we speak.
What?
Sure, of course. It's going to be the next big industry, Bob. And they can be human companions. They're mostly for companionship. They can nod and they can affirm or deny. If you're a masochistic personality, all they can do is just...
Whoa.
We're entering a new millennium. And Christianity is dead. Satanism is the only philosophy that allows for rationality and magic to explore all of these new technologies.
And what you're saying is that what we said about the Antichrist and the power of lawlessness as we see it coming to pass on Earth, you're part of the plan.
Yeah, sure.
Peter Gilmore, administrator for the Church of Satan, publisher and editor of the occult publication The Black Flame, has consented to take Barton's place today. And if you, like LaVey, are a serious Satanist, say so. Maybe some of you have come out of Satanism and you want to say so. 1-800-821-TALK. Collect from Canada, 303-980-6555. My topic? Serious Satanists. Peter.
Yes.
Why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do?
Yeah, you're on the losing side, man.
Oh,
Who wants to be a loser?
Haha, we think you're going to lose.
You think?
Oh.
I know. I read the end of the book.
Well, we don't think your book counts. It's propaganda from your side. Our book says otherwise.
There's a situation going on right now here in Colorado. You may or may not be aware of it. It's not the first time it's happened. A Colorado prison inmate is suing the state, saying his constitutional rights have been violated because the Department of Corrections confiscated his satanic Bible.
Well, if they're allowed to have holy Bibles, they should be allowed to have a satanic Bible.
Well, actually what happens is that the head of the Department of Corrections said the material is banned because it advocates violence and encourages people to defy authority.
Well, that's just too bad. It's a religious tract, and he should be allowed to have it if other religions are allowed to.
But the man's right. The man's right. The man's right. I mean, yesterday we talked about the 11 satanic rules of earth that is in Blanche's book, and it says right in there to treat people without mercy and destroy them if they get in your way.
Right. It also says be responsible to the responsible. And also, your Bible says Jesus comes with a sword not to bring peace. That advocates violence.
No, it doesn't. That is a metaphor, and it doesn't, out of context, mesh with a proper biblical exegesis regarding the message of love that he brought. But there's nowhere in the Satanic Bible you are ever told to love anyone except those who can do you good.
You love people who are of value to you. What's wrong with that? Why should you love the worthless?
Because Christ said so.
Well, that's not a good enough authority for us.
You guys don't like Christianity very much.
Oh, we really don't. We don't think it's very useful.
Christianity is dying of its own inertia. It has no vitality. Now it's just a matter of reaching generational extinction. All Christians will eventually die out like the holy rollers, quoth Anton LaVey.
That's right. Christianity has lost out to the new God, which is television. That's taken the place of what Christianity used to do for the West. It's giving people their values, their way of thinking.
Peter, I didn't think we'd ever agree on anything today. But all across this country, there are thriving churches growing by leaps and bounds, and the congregations that are the most conservative and the religious denominations that hold to the inerrancy of Scripture and still preach the reality of Jesus Christ are growing. They're having to build bigger churches just to hold the people. You guys aren't really winning. The statistics are not on your side.
Well, if you look at natural science, when stars are about to collapse, they puff up. And we see that that's what's happening. There's a wild hysteria happening throughout the Christian community. There's lots of factionalism. We see it as a last gasp, a sort of end times hysteria. We do see this as an apocalyptic time.
What do you do for the devil?
I do things for myself. I don't do anything for a being that doesn't exist.
Then why all this PR campaign about Satan?
It's a perfect symbol for how we are. You folks definitely would consider us satanic, our point of view. We are the Satans against your religion. We are the adversaries and opposers of your spiritual realm.
You also have a political agenda. You want to take over.
Well, we think that satanic forces already rule the earth. It'll be time when you folks finally acknowledge it. See, you're trying to push man into something he's not. We accept man as he is.
You're not at all embarrassed either by your affiliation with Aryanism and Nazism.
Well, we are not political and racial like that. Satanism represents an elitist position, but an elite can come from any ethnic background. So we're not national socialists. We're not socialists. Certainly, economically, I think most Satanists would support laissez-faire capitalism as the most.
But LaVey, but listen, LaVey also believes in and practices Nazi black magic ceremonies.
We take ceremonies from whatever culture exists. We take French ceremonies. We take Yazidi ceremonies from the Middle East. We can use any culture in the face of the earth because it's all mythology, and we'll take whatever myths we like to play with best.
Why the plurality here? Do you ever speak for yourself? Of course. You keep saying we.
I'm speaking for the Church of Satan.
Paul, Dallas, Texas, what do you think about this guy?
I think the one you have on is very close to being a true Satanist, but he's not absolutely on target, and I'll tell you why. Hello?
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear why.
He's not being absolutely honest with you. The whole purpose of the Satanic Church was to create a doctrine which would make the God of Moses, what you call the true God, that God of Moses who killed women and children after battles had been won, that God of Moses who slaughtered his only begotten son in an act of human sacrifice, that God of Moses is the devil.
Oh, great. It's bad enough to have the administrator for the Church of Satan on. Now I've got to talk to a psychotic like you.
He's not telling you the truth because he doesn't want you to know the truth. He's confusing you.
Whose side are you on?
Well, I'm on the side of, I'm opposing all falsehood in both this so-called satanic church and in your so-called Christian church.
So you aren't on, you don't like either one of us.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is the God of Moses is the devil. And you can judge him by his fruits. He killed women and children after battles were won. He slaughtered his only begotten son, or at least that's what Satan wants you to believe he did. Actually, he didn't. Jesus walked into that of his own free will.
I want to tell you, Paul, if Jesus Christ is the only begotten Son of God had not died on a cross, you would be one dead dude now already because the devil would have taken your life a long time ago. Paul, you understand that as you blasphemously... I mean, Peter, as you blasphemy, spit in God's face. But it is the mercy and the grace and the love and the forgiveness of God that still gives you the breath of life in your body. Ever think about that, Peter?
God doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, okay. Just dismiss it summarily with one little simple quip.
Yep, that's how it is.
Well, you can't.
Oh, yes, we can.
No, you can't. Because the testimony of the created world around you, the vibrancy of the faith of millions of people through the centuries.
There can be many people
the reality of science, the complexities of the cosmos, all scream loudly that there is a God. So for you to arrogantly and ignorantly in your heart say, there's no God, you got to come up with something better than that, Peter.
No, there's a lot of people in the scientific community who don't believe that a God exists, that the universe's complexity is sufficient unto itself. There's no need for a supernatural force outside of it.
Peter Gilmore, administrator of the Church of Satan, my special guest. I'm taking calls from those of you who are Satanists and want to defend the teachings of Anton LaVey, as well as those of you who are ex-Satanists and have a perspective you'd like to share. 1-800-821-TALK. Jonathan in San Diego, sir, are you a Satanist or what? Jonathan.
Yes.
Yeah, what are you?
We're Satanists.
Uh-huh.
But I think you're missing the point here.
Yeah?
I don't think that when you talk about Satanism that we're not at all out butchering people and butchering animals, and we're not at out dressed in black robes. And all
You're just advocating a philosophy that says you've got the right to do anything you want to do to anybody at any time you want to do it because you are the arbiter of your actions. There's nobody out there who's going to tell you what to do. Destroy them, smite them, have no mercy on them if they get in your road.
But isn't that what you do, both?
Pardon?
Isn't that the same thing you do?
Pardon?
Don't you use the Bible to browbeat people into submission?
Pardon? I'm not browbeating people. I'm on the forum of a talk show, and you can tune me out or turn me on, whichever you want. You can tell me to take a hike if you wish to. I'm here telling you what I believe. Nobody's browbeating anybody, and I certainly am not threatening anyone's life, and I'm not out doing destruction rituals on people. I'm not employing black magic to get even.
The Church of Satan doesn't advocate that.
It advocates destruction rituals, sir. It's an integral element, and Anton LaVey says in the Satanic Bible, if you do it and the person is dead as a result, rejoice, you've rid the world of a pest. Come on. Now, Peter Gilmore, you know that's true. Come on, own up to it, man.
Sure, we rejoice when our enemies die. Didn't we all celebrate when Hitler was destroyed?
That's true.
Hey, Hitler is one thing in a just war with the corporate actions of a state through armies, but for you to individually take it upon your own diabolical lack of conscience to get even with somebody, that's quite another matter.
Well, the Church of Satan also advocates a much stronger police state to prevent criminal action. We're very interested in following the satanic command for responsibility to the responsible.
Hey, any organization that got so much admiration for Hitler, I don't want running any kind of state in this country.
I've never heard of the Church of Satan have an admiration for him.
Listen, anybody who knows the real scoop on the Aryan ideology, underline LaVey's teachings, and many of the people involved know that this is a covert cult of neo-Nazis in many cases. And they're going to deny it, and you're going to be lying bald-faced if you do. I can quote you right from the book, The Secret Life of a Satanist, that admits the employing of Nazi black magic ceremonies. Come on now. Don't you guys worm out at this one? Are you guys wimps or what? Come on.
Bob, I already told you we take from all mythologies. If we were only concerned with Nazi Germany, that would be one thing. But we're very Catholic in that respect.
You're not Catholic in that respect. You are Nazi in that respect. And don't give me that quiet little intoned, we borrow from anybody. I don't want to borrow from Hitler. I don't want to borrow from the Nazis.
Well,
you say that so calmly. They killed 6 million people, man. That doesn't bother you? Or were the Jews pests that the world needed rid of, huh?
Bob, what about the Inquisition, Christians murdering? What about Northern Ireland, bombings of abortion clinics?
Sir, if this were a logic debate, you'd be thrown out at that particular point. You'd have your chance to bring it up later. But the way to answer an argument is to answer the argument, not bring up another one.
That's not another one. You guys are violent.
Deal with it, sir. Deal with it.
You are violent people.
You're not answering the question. You're squirming. You're waffling. Answer the question. You acknowledge the infusion of Aryan ideology, the admiration for Hitler, and the use of Nazi black magic ceremonies in Satanism, and you're not embarrassed by it.
We use, as I said, from all different cultures. We are elitists and we are beyond ethnic boundaries. If you look at Nazi Germany, they are promoting a specific national and ethnic organization. We are not doing that. We are not Nazis. Also, Hitler told people that they should put their ego below the greater good of others. Well, we put the ego above everything, so we certainly are not Nazis.
Jonathan,
Christian to me.
Yeah, Jonathan, I want to ask you.
Yes.
You're a Satanist in San Diego. Was Hitler an evil man?
I would say yes. I think what he did was evil. However, I think you have to give, pardon the expression, the devil his due.
Peter, was Hitler evil?
It depends on what your definition of good and evil is. From my point of view,
he took a small bankrupt country and he turned it into one of the most powerful nations in the world.
Oh, let's hear it for Hitler. Scratch the Satanist, you find a Nazi. Let's hear it for Hitler,
folks. I'm not
folks.
to praise the man, but he did bind his country together.
At what price, sir? At what price, sir? Stalin took a peasant nation and helped to turn it into one of the most powerful on earth. Well, ask the Ukrainians how much they appreciate what Stalin did. Come on.
I'm not telling you that Hitler is a good man. I'm just telling you what he did.
Peter?
As long as what he
Peter?
Well, Stalin was an even greater butcher than Hitler.
Peter, was Hitler good or evil?
Hitler was neither. He did good and evil acts. I'd say the evil outweighed the good in his case.
Were the crematoriums evil?
Certainly.
Nicholas Schreck won't own up to that. You guys have a division here at the high top ranks. Can't you agree on anything? When I debated Nicholas, he refused to say that Hitler was evil. Don't you guys make up your minds about what's bad and what's good?
As I just said, there are good acts and evil acts. You can't put it all under one judgment. You have to look at the very complex historical situation that was there.
Is there such a thing as evil?
Everyone can come up with their own personal definitions of good and evil.
I dip my forefinger into the watery blood of your impotent Redeemer and write over his thorn-torn brow, the Prince of Evil, the King of Slaves. I gaze into the glassy eye of your fearsome Jehovah and pluck him by the beard. I uplift a broad axe and split open his worm-eaten skull. That's putrid before I vomit. Let me tell you, those are the words of Anton LaVey. Peter, that is a polemic designed to be inflammatory.
Sure.
You're not embarrassed by that.
Not at all. It's wonderful poetry.
Wait a minute. Jesus Christ, who opened blind eyes, who healed lepers, who was crucified for loving, you want to lift up an axe and split open his worm-eaten skull?
We don't even really believe that your Christ exists. We think he's synthesized from many other pagan myths.
Quickly, how'd you become a Satanist?
When I read the Satanic Bible.
That did it?
Yeah. And actually, I feel I was a Satanist before then. I just didn't know what to call it. We think.
How about selfish? How about just plain selfish?
No, we're selfish. We find no problem with that.
No problem with being selfish.
No.
No problem with being materialistic. No problem with being greedy. No problem with being lustful. No problem with getting even with people. No problem with taking vengeance into your own hand. Anything you people have a problem with?
Let's see. People who would enslave other people. We would have a problem with that. We have a problem with people who destroy other people's property. We have a problem with thieves.
Well,
we have a problem with stupidity.
Let me tell you something. Peter, all due respect, you and your ilk have stolen the decency and the innocence of many people. The thief of morality, the thief of justice, the thief of goodness is whom you serve. And Jesus said he was a murderer and a liar from the beginning. We've stolen, all right. And you've been caught for your crimes. 1-800-821-TALK. Elect from Canada, 303-980-6555. Notice the tone of Peter's voice. Dispassionate. Detached. No feelings. Cut off, isolated. Inhuman. We're taking calls from Satanists and ex-Satanists. Pam in Mansfield, Ohio. Go ahead, Pam.
Yes.
What's on your mind?
I got a question for Peter there. Okay, what about Alan Cambridge whenever he was a Satanist? And he had taken his daughter into the church when she was very young, okay? And
Tell his name. I couldn't hear that.
Alan Cambridge had his daughter, Heather Cambridge, and was going to sacrifice her for Satan. Had her grow. He had intercourse with her, produced a baby. The baby died. Now,
That guy should be locked up.
okay, all right. So, but he got away with this.
Well, then, how did he get away with it if you know about it?
Hey, Peter, come on. Now, I have investigated cases like this all over the country in spite of what you people want to believe. People who read the book of the Satanic Bible are killing babies. They are killing human beings. They are performing blood-letting and flesh-eating ceremonies, and they're doing it in the name of the devil that you worship. It is happening, and don't keep giving this stuff, well, put them in jail. You know very well the clandestine nature, the activities of these people, and the lack of evidence because of the bodies that are disposed of means that they're getting off scot-free. How many people did Richard Ramirez kill before they got them? And look what happened down in Matamoros, Mexico. 15 people were long dead, and if it hadn't been for Mark Kilroy's parents, who were Christians, persisting in that thing, they never would have been found. Come on now, this stuff is going on. How many more Matamoros, Mexicos is it going to take before we wake up?
I think those people should be stopped. We do say that.
No, I think you should be stopped, sir. You're the one who ought to be stopped. You're the one who is sitting back, smiling on the sidelines, feeding this diabolical ideology that's making those people do that. You are as guilty as they are. You are the murderers, the accomplices of their crime.
No, we think that you folks are.
Well, that's easy to say, but don't give me quick quips here. Give me some intelligent reaction.
Well, you have Christians killing children thinking that they're possessed. We have many cases of...
No, you don't have many cases. A few isolated cases of mentally unstable people.
Well, that's the same kind of people that you're pointing to. They're mentally unstable people who we don't consider Satanists, just as you wouldn't consider those people who do the things in the name of God that are just...
All right, Jay in Toronto, what's on your mind, Jay?
Yeah, I think Anton LaVey is just cashing in on... He's just in it for the money. I don't think he believes anything is what he's saying.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you a Satanist?
Yeah, I'm a Satanist. Same with your guest here. I think he's just cashing in on money, too.
Hey, I don't make any money from appearing here.
I mean, I agree with some of the things in the Satanic Bible, like the 9 satanic statements, but, selling 2 million copies of his book, I mean, I don't know.
So?
So I'm saying, like, he's just in it for the money. He's not a true Satanist.
Well, what's a true Satanist, then? Pray tell me what you do as a true Satanist.
Well, I believe that self-preservation is number one.
Yeah?
I mean, how can you prove that there's a God? I mean, for all we know, Tracy Lords could be God.
Oh, get off it. Porn star, come on, get serious here.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing as saying, as anything else.
So what are you telling me? You're telling me LaVey is a public relations wimp, and you're the real Satanist?
I'm a Satanist, but I'm saying that LaVey doesn't believe half the things he's saying,
It's hype.
Yeah, it's hype.
Hype to sell books, hype to keep up the image.
He's a huckster, in my opinion.
Still the carnival man.
Yeah.
Still pitching.
Yeah, just like you're pitching in on... You're just jumping on the Halloween bandwagon so you can get more people listening and send you money.
Jay, whatever you think about me, I want to tell you I got something Anton LaVey doesn't have, and that's a hope line, a compassion connection, and people by the scores are being helped every single day. People who are battered and abused and addicted, people who are suicidal, people who are into Satanism, people whose lives are desperate and have nowhere else to turn are finding help and remedy through therapeutic channels, through social service channels, through psychotherapeutic channels, and through church channels. They are finding help. And all of you Satanists aren't producing one drop in the bucket of this world's need to do anything to alleviate human suffering.
Hey, all us Satanists are bad?
You didn't answer the question. What are you doing to alleviate human suffering?
Well, I give to charities.
Yeah?
I mean, Hollywood makes a movie like Rosemary's Baby and Angel Heart, and people get into a panic.
I'm in a panic because I know the truth about what's going on. How do you make money then, Peter? What do? You write music.
Right. I make money from that.
Who do you write for?
Film producers.
What kind of music?
orchestral music and electronic music.
What's your connection with black metal music?
I actually write lyrics and symphonic introductions to heavy metal songs by the band Acheron.
Are they Satanists?
Yes.
Can you quote some of the lyrics?
I can't recall any specifically at the moment. I don't
Can't even sing me a little song for Satan?
No. I'm not being paid to sing.
I can sing for Jesus. He loves me, this I know, because the Bible tells me so.
Tremendous performance, Bob.
Satanism condones any type of sexual activity which properly satisfies your desires, be it heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, even asexual. That's Anton. That's what the man says. You believe it?
Yep, as long as it's with a consenting adult, that's how it goes.
A masochist derives pleasure from being hurt, so denying the masochist his pleasure through pain hurts him. So go ahead and do it. So says Anton LaVey. In other words, if some sick pervert out there wants to be hurt, hurt him.
Only if they ask you to and you feel like doing it.
Quote, the only time a Satanist would perform a human sacrifice would be if it were to serve a twofold purpose, that being to release the magician's wrath in the throwing of a curse, or more important, to dispose of a totally obnoxious and deserving individual. Now, don't you sit there, Mr. Gilmore, glibly, and say, we don't advocate human sacrifice. If this is not inflammatory language, ideologically justifying killing another person, I don't know what is. You're not denying human sacrifice. You're saying, well, the only time we do it is if it met the following conditions, one of which is to totally dispose of somebody who is deserving of it and obnoxious. And what you're saying is if you find the right person who is deserving, kill him. Now, that's what you're saying, sir. That's the semantics of it.
Ritual, sure. If somebody is deserving, which means they've gone out of their way to harm you, you throw a destruction ritual to dispose of them.
No, it says perform a human sacrifice. I'm reading the words right here, page 88. Perform a human sacrifice.
Right, which is to throw a curse.
Sir, a 15-year-old kid picking up the Satanic Bible, reading it under candlelight out in the middle of the woods with a cauldron and a recently slaughtered cat, picks this up and reads it, and he finds the rationale to kill people, and I've talked to too many kids who have done it, and you can't get off the hook.
If they're that stupid, then they should be put in jail for doing those things. They're worthless and should be disposed of.
Oh. Kill them.
Yep.
Sacrifice them.
Lock them up. Well, actually, since I wouldn't want to pay for them to be kept in jail, I'd prefer for murderers to be dealt with through capital punishment.
Peter Gilmore, my special guest today, the administrator for the Church of Satan. Peter, what's there to administrate?
Lots of correspondence, lots of things to talk about with people.
You ever listen to me?
Very rarely, once in a while.
Why? Just checking up on the opposition?
Sure. You keep tabs on us, we keep tabs on you.
How do I know you guys have never done a destruction ritual on me?
Well, I certainly haven't. Actually,
why don't you?
Because you're a real great friend to us. You're always beating the drum for Satanism by bringing people's attention to it. People go out and read the Satanic Bible, and then a lot of people then discover that they're Satanists.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute, Peter. That's real clever.
And we thank you, Bob. We think you're a great showman and Satanist.
Peter, I know a con job when I hear one. I wasn't born yesterday. Let me tell you what we are doing. We are reaching people who have been victims of the diabolical, perverted ritual abuse that the readers of the Satanic Bible have perpetrated. 2 weeks ago, we reached out to a young woman, demonically controlled, who had been raped with a cross, terrorized, tied down on railroad tracks, made to eat human flesh. And that young woman today, because I dared to take on these subjects, is on the road to emotional and spiritual recovery.
Well, Bob, you're helping.
And let me tell you about some other kids, like a young man named David who took propane torches and burned the pentagrams into his arms. A young man who was digging up corpses in the graveyard to have sex with them because he was listening to Slayer and reading the Satanic Bible. That young man is a born-again Christian and loves the Lord today. I want to tell you, because I do have the guts to take this stuff on in an unabashed manner, we are rescuing those people from your diabolical hands and seeing them translated into the kingdom of God.
Yeah, you're showing their true natures. They've been Christians all along.
Lose one and you've got an explanation. You didn't really lose one to us. We kind of had them all the time.
Exactly. They were always Christians. They're certainly not Satanists if they're doing those kind of activities. So you're helping us out. You're taking these people who are taking the Satanic label, and you're putting the Christian label on them where it belongs.
Even when they lose one. even when we reach out to people who are hurting and help them, they've got a way to explain it away. I want to tell you. My topic today, serious Satanists. We're taking calls from Satanists and ex-Satanists, 1-800-821-TALK. Collect from Canada, 303-980-6555. My special guest today, Mr. Peter Gilmore, administrator of the Church of Satan. He has a master's in music composition from New York University. Writes music for horror films and black metal bands composed of Satanists. It's from the Satanic rituals. It's called the Rites of Lucifer. On the altar of the devil. Up is down, pleasure is pain, darkness is light, slavery is freedom, and madness is insanity. The Satanic Ritual Chamber is the ideal setting for the entertainment of unspoken thoughts in a veritable palace of perversity. Peter Gilmore. A teenager picking up and reading that. A dysfunctional kid who's got problems, maybe on drugs, is going to be adversely affected by that. How dare you sit back calmly and complacently and allow this dribble to be perpetrated on impressionable minds? Do you really believe slavery is freedom, madness is sanity, and that a veritable pleasure of perversity awaits Satanists?
That's solely in the fantasy realm of the ritual chamber. That's what it says in the Satanic Ritual Chamber. That's where you indulge in whatever kind of fantasy you like. Actually, if these...
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by the Satanic Ritual Chamber?
The chamber where you perform your rituals.
So if you want to have sex with a dog in the ritual chamber, okay?
No, as we said before.
Why not? Why not?
It says in the book that sex only with consenting adults. Animals are sacred and could not possibly...
Oh, I didn't read that part, okay? I just read this part. Come on, I'm talking about this 15-year-old kid who screwed up out there. He's not cross-referencing the Satanic Bible. He's just reading this piece of garbage.
If he only reads the part, then he's a fool. And if he commits crimes, he should be eliminated. People like that are gross and should be removed from society.
Does anything bother you? I mean, does anything really upset you?
Me? Not really. I live a very even-keeled existence.
You sound dead to me, man. I mean, dead.
Not at all.
Dispassionate.
Oh, I have a lot of passion.
Uncaring.
Oh, the people that I am devoted to, I care for greatly. And actually, I can probably do it greater than you can because I hoard my care for those who really deserve it. I don't spread it around and wear it out and thin it out.
Not likely to be walking through the ranks of the destitute and dying of Mother Calcutta's home.
Oh, no. Not at all. Yeah.
Not likely to be strolling through a refugee camp in Ethiopia handing out food.
That's right. That would be a complete waste of time.
Hang on. You could carry a knapsack of food in your hands and walk through a camp of starving people in Ethiopia and look into the face of a 5-year-old with a bloated belly and not feed that child.
Bob, I'd never go there in the first place to have that opportunity.
Do you understand how disgustingly reprehensible, how sick, how warped that is? No, you really don't, do you?
No, we think you're the warped one for saving all the weaklings.
What? For giving a cup of cold water to someone who thirsts, for feeding the hungry, for seeking to alleviate the misery of the unfortunate and the handicapped, we are warped?
Yep. You keep the inferior around. We'd prefer to see them gone so the species can move on.
Like I said, shades of the Third Reich, the same speech, I think, that was given in Nuremberg in 1939.
Hey, eugenics were practiced in the United States.
Eugenics is a diabolical means of gender and racial and ethnic and Aryan selection to produce a master race.
Wrong. It was used all over the world in many different countries. It's not ethnic. It's not Aryan. There were excesses and...
You know, it amazes me how you twist the truth, how you take things that are facts and faced boldly with the facts, the nature of the evil that you worship, causes you to twist it into something that is totally opposite. And when I talk about a child with a bloated belly dying of starvation, and you won't give them food from your own hands, and you actually believe that what you're doing is for the betterment of humanity, just for a brief moment, is there any possibility of penetrating that black haze that surrounds you to see the inhumanity, the injustice, the repugnancy of what you believe? Peter?
Bob, we think that you're repugnant. We really feel that by keeping this human garbage around, that you are harming the future of our world.
Let me get this straight. Someone less fortunate, who didn't have the privilege you have to be born in a free country with enough affluence to provide shelter and food, is because of circumstances over which they had no control, a piece of human garbage.
The circumstances were their parents' fault for having children in such an environment. They should have had birth controls if they didn't have children in the first place.
But the innocent victim had nothing to do with that. They were the product of someone else's indiscretion. Must they suffer? Or would you just why did you just, have the guts to admit that if you had your way, you would just reach down with your bare hands and strangle that starving child? Why don't you just strangle them? If you feel the way you feel, why don't you, quit wimping out with this junk? Why don't you reach down with your bare hands and strangle the breath of life from them, sir? Why don't you have the guts to do that and put them out of their misery? Go ahead.
It's hardly guts to soil your hands in such a fashion. We would not do that.
I don't believe it. This is the administrator of the Church of Satan. Who hypothetically walks to a refugee camp of starving people with pockets full of food and sees a dying child and will not feed it. And the only reason he will not strangle the breath of life from that child is because that innocent child is human garbage, and he wouldn't dirty his hands to wring its neck. Serious Satanist today. Satanist and ex-Satanist, and my special guest, administrator of the Church of Satan, Mr. Peter Gilmore. Mr. Gilmore, have you ever done a show like this before with a Christian?
I've never been on a purely Christian show.
Never?
Nope. I was on a pseudo-Christian show once.
What do you think?
Fun.
Fun.
Having a good time talking with you, Bob.
Peter, all due respect to you as an individual, I am enjoying talking with you, but I find what you have to say to be heinously repugnant.
That's fine. We find your religion the same.
How do you ever feel about talking with me? Are you a little surprised when the suggestion was made yesterday about you being on the show with me?
No, not at all. I expected that the time would eventually come.
It's here.
And I'm enjoying it immensely.
Tell me what love is.
Love is returning value for value given. It's admiring in someone the qualities that you find admirable and above higher achievement.
Love is value for value given?
Mm-hmm.
It's not love, sir.
In my book, it is.
I don't think that's in anybody's book. Love.
Love
isn't love.
Earned. You earn love.
I mean, for crying out loud, even Barbra Streisand said love isn't having to say you're sorry. I don't think you have any idea what love is. It's not love. It's kind for kind. It's not love.
To us, it is.
The Bible says that God loved us while we were sinners. It said that somebody might die for a good man, but God died for sinners. God gave his love to us that while we were sinners, Christ died for us. He loved us as we are, not because we were deserving and lovable. I suppose you think God's some real idiot for doing that.
Yep, that would be completely reprehensible to us. We think it's totally foolish.
This is a young man that we did not call today. He called us, and if it's the same young man I think it is, his name is Shay. He actually went by another name in my book, Satanism, the Seduction of America's Youth. His story is told in there. because that's the name he used when he first called me. Shay.
Yeah.
Haven't talked to you in a little while, friend.
Yeah, what's up? This guy, what rock did you find him from under? This guy's not a Satanist. This guy is nothing. He's confused. He's a loser. He's nothing. He's a worm. Man, you're talking to someone who is like more evil than you'll ever pray to be, okay, and has been there. And you're like saying, oh, I'd walk through Ethiopia and not hand out a morsel of food.
No, I didn't say that. Bob said that.
No, but, you know, when you say you walk through Ethiopia and not hand out a morsel of food to starving children, you're not...
I didn't even go there.
You're not even human, man. What are you? Laugh. And you call us weak. You call the people that Bob helped are weak. Man, I bet you I could kick your butt any day.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, we'll see.
See, you're resorting to violence already.
Well, I think the young man...
That's very Christian, isn't it?
I think the young man's pretty upset with you, and I think he's got every right to be. So, he says this ministry and what we do, Shay, is repugnant, perverted, and deranged.
Well, I think by walking through starving children and not having a morsel of food when you got lots of it, it's just a little bit strange, man.
That's Bob's concoction, not mine.
Yeah, well, I just listened to you say that.
I didn't Worship, you wouldn't even care enough to go there in the first place to behold the tragedy and do what you could.
We want to find people of talent and ability and promote them. We'll give them our support.
Let me tell you something. When I met young Shay for the first time, though I felt he was a young man of deep emotions and hidden talent, you never would have known it by looking at him. And if I had been you, here's a young man that I would have considered worthy of discarding on the road of life, but I didn't look at him that way. I looked at him through different eyes, and I saw something in him that was different than what he looked like on the outside.
Sure, he can be a tool for your ministry.
No, man, I'm not no tool for anybody, especially your crap Satanism. I'm a tool for myself, okay? I'm evil within my own boundaries.
What does that mean?
Well, put it this way, man. You're evil because you think some god, Satan, you think, oh, Satan's going to reward me when I go to hell.
Wrong. We don't believe in Satan.
Oh, you don't believe in Satan? Then why do you call yourselves Satanists?
Because we are Satan ourselves. We are the adversaries. We are the opposers of...
Whatever. So you believe there's no other greater force than you are, right? Controlling what you do.
That's right. There's no God and no devil.
Well, then why don't you call yourselves humanists, or I believe in myself? Don't use the name Satan. Don't dishonor the devil. Don't, because... You have no religion. You're just of yourself. That's not a Satanist.
This young man that you're hearing talk, Shay, knows what he's talking about. He's been there. First time that I met him, he had a painting on his arm that said, "Evil knows no boundaries," taken from a Slayer song. A young man in a very desperate situation, indulging in animal sacrifices, etc. Hurting. His life a tragedy. If you've not read my book, Satanism, The Seduction of America's Youth, his story is in there. We reached out to him with something Satanists don't have, and that's love. We cared about him. In fact, the director of my Compassion Connection was saying a moment ago that this young man that we've been working with for several years called us collect yesterday, and we took the call. Of course we did. Why? Because we care. I have to go and take a break in a quick second. Shay, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience before we have to go here?
I'd like to say,
yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to say, just as like, this guy won't help out anybody. You know, he won't even help out himself. Probably, you know. The only people that actually ever helped me was you guys. You know, there's other people in life too, but, you know, there's too long of a list to go through. Just, you know, you guys help out people who need help. This guy helps out nobody except himself, and I don't even know if he'll help out himself.
Michelle, I want you to know something. We are there, and we'll always be there, no matter what happens, no matter if you slip and fall, or no matter what you do. I want you to know we are there for you, and we'll never abandon you.
Thank you.
I mean that. I don't care who you are out there. If you dial 303-985-HOPE, we will be there for you. We won't let you down. I'm not going to say we're going to be perfect. I'm saying we'll always be there. Here's a young man, and this, our working with this young man goes back 2 years. 2 years. We're still working with him. He's still got a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and you heard some of the anger in his voice a moment ago. Hey, when you come out of Satanism, it's not an easy thing. That's Peter Gilmore, administrator for the Church of Satan. It's a special guest of mine today. His worst nightmare has come true. He's talking to Bob Larson.
You're not even a dream, let alone a nightmare.
Keith, Tallahassee, what's on your mind, Keith?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, well, what's up? What are you?
Hey, Peter.
Yes?
What am I? I'm a Satanist.
Yeah?
I just want to tell you what you're preaching is false. Your Lord is dead, Bob.
My Lord is dead.
Yes.
Jesus is dead.
Jesus is dead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know that. He died on the cross, but he rose again.
Rose. He's dead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't sound so alive yourself, man.
I'm alive, Bob.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can we get beyond this vocabulary and say something intelligent? Is this a problem, Keith?
No, it isn't.
Well, say something.
I just said it.
It's intelligent.
That was intelligent.
Well, say something else.
You're a fake, Bob.
Like I said, I'm waiting for something intelligent.
I just said it.
I'm a fake.
You're a fake.
Of what?
What you teach is fake. Bob, I've been studying about you. I've been reading books, and I've been listening to some of your tapes, and I laugh at them. They're a joke.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's so funny about me?
You're a joke, Bob.
I know, you just said that. What's so funny?
Just what I said, that you're a joke.
Yeah, you said I'm a joke 3 times. Can you say something else?
What are you preaching, Bob? You're preaching a myth.
Love.
Something that doesn't exist.
Love.
Love.
Helping hurting people.
When you use it
reaching out to people who have been incestuously abused. Helping kids get off drugs. Rescuing people from cults. Telling people who are suicidal we have a way out for them.
I just want to go back to something that Peter said before, and that's that the people that get out of the cult, such as the Church of Satan or whatever, they were never really Satanists.
Oh. Convenient way for you to cut your losses.
Hey, there's plenty more out there. You know what I am, Bob?
What?
Okay, I'll tell you the scoop. Bob, I'm a preacher. I'm a Polish Baptist preacher, Bob.
A what?
You know what I do, Bob?
A what?
Bring people into the satanic cult, Bob, through church.
You what?
You heard me, Bob.
You're a Baptist preacher?
Yeah, Bob. What do you think of that?
You're a Baptist preacher?
A Polish Baptist preacher.
A what
Bob.
kind?
A Baptist. Polish.
Polish?
Polish. Fake. I bring people into the cult by the church, Bob.
You're a fake Baptist preacher.
That's right. I bring people into the cult.
You're not even a good Baptist preacher.
I'm a fake Baptist preacher, Bob.
I think you're phony, period. I think you're phony and full of it, period.
Well, you got a lot to learn, Bob. I think you're phony. I think you're fake.
Keith, just go back to smoking whatever you're smoking. Scott? Tucson, what's on your mind?
Yeah.
Quickly, Scott.
Well, I do agree with your philosophy about, fighting for what you believe in and what you know.
Yeah?
However, your method of, shall we say, putting others down because of what they believe in, I find rather disagreeable.
Hey, man. Scott, the guy wants starving people dead. He doesn't want the homeless sheltered. He wants the handicapped exterminated. Come on. Are you there, Scott? Scott? Hang on, we got to straighten it out and get Scott back. Are you there? Lost Scott. Robert, Portland. Hello, Robert.
Yeah.
Speak up, man.
To say to Peter.
Go ahead. You got to Robert, turn your radio down in the background. You're getting a delay. It's going to allow something.
Turn the radio down, Timmy.
Hey, turn the radio down. Now, what are you, Robert?
I am an ex-Satanist.
Okay.
I messed with demonology. I was a heroin junkie from the time I was 13 years old. Come from an abused home. And I've been in and out of every prison there you could imagine. done more criminal, sinister things. Even had a little pet demon used to help me carry off safes and stuff barehanded. And the first thing I got to say to all these Satanists is Jesus still loves you. And if Jesus can turn a sick person like me around, and I was one of the hardcores, you couldn't just turn me around because I had it all made. I had the fast cars, the young women, and the big bucks. And you know what? Anton LaVey is nothing more than a cheap con artist. And this guy here, Private Satan, is feathering his back pocket on our youth. The sickness, the weak, and that's what they pick on. And they're a bunch. You talk about a sissy, I'll tell you something. If I was staring in his face, he wouldn't be calling me no sissy because I stand almost 6'2" and weigh almost 300 pounds. And Jesus saved my life. You know what? God couldn't just send one Christian to turn this boy around. He sent 4 of them. They've been following me since 1982, and they didn't turn me around until a year ago. So what are they going to say to me about that? And God still loves them, and it isn't over with. They can still repent and get on their knees. And God bless you for the work you're doing, because they're picking on nothing but youth and weak people that doesn't have nothing in their lives to turn to, and nobody's got the Word of God to them.
Peter?
And you know what? I've been there since 82, and the church is no longer a bunch of old fogies because, man, my brothers, my younger brothers, and all my family, their 20s, teens, are now turning to God. So this is a war. So, hey, like I said, God's got a lot of us big, ugly, mean, tough Christians that believe in love. So now what?
Go ahead, Peter.
Well, very loving. Somebody who believes that he has a demon carrying around his safe is somebody I wouldn't think is terribly rational or sane. Also, he threatens violence. Gee, several of your supposed Christians have threatened that. That sounds so loving.
If I were you, Robert, I still don't think I'd want to meet this man in a dark alley. I tell you what. Now, come on. Respond to what the man said, Peter.
He's a loony.
I used to be a loony. You're the loony. You're sick, and you don't even know you're sick.
You got messed up on heroin, and now you're messed up on the Lord.
Hey, no, I don't use nothing for a crutch. I'm big enough to where I don't need a crutch.
That's why you
But you do, and you're hiding behind a Bible, something fake, because you want to know who the weak one is? You. You're weak. You're sick. You won't even admit that your soul is sick. I couldn't walk by and see a dog starving. I'd even take and help you, even as sick as you are.
I'd help animals.
You wouldn't help children starving, though. You are a sick individual, and you need help.
Children
Jesus still loves you. He loved a sick person like me, and he still loves a sick person like you. He even loves Anton LaVey, as sick as he is, and how phony he is. Can you honestly, and how can you believe in one and not the other?
We don't believe in either. Peter, you don't tend to listen, do you?
Peter, I want to read you something. In the name of Satan, the ruler of the earth, the king of the world, I command the forces of darkness to bestow their infernal power on me. Open wide the gates of hell. Come forth from the abyss to greet me as your brother and friend. Grant me the indulgences of which I speak. By the gods of the pit, I command these things of which I speak shall come to pass. Come forth, answer to your names by manifesting my desires. I live as the beast of the fields, rejoicing in fleshly life. I favor the just and curse the rotten. That is an invocation to Satan.
Sure.
By Anton LaVey from the Satanic Rituals. And that, sir, those words. What?
Beautifully written, isn't it?
Those words were uttered in invocation the night Sean Sellers walked into his parents' bedroom and blew their brains out with a revolver.
Right, Sean Sellers, who believed that he was possessed by a demon, another lunatic.
These are the words Sean read. These are your words from your book that he read before he murdered.
So? I'm surprised he can even read.
Sir, that scurrilous ad hominem argument is unworthy of even you, a man as smart as you are, because I have spent hours talking with Sean Sellers off the air, and whatever you think of
trying
it,
to save his butt by being a Christian now that he's up for all these horrible crimes.
this is a young man who is very, very bright.
Executed for his murders.
And anyone who has ever heard him on my broadcast knows he's extremely articulate. This is not a stupid kid. Whatever you think about him, he is not intellectually stupid.
He's certainly not mentally balanced if he commits murders and believes that demons possess him.
This is the invocation, the satanic prayer he prayed that tipped him over the edge and made him walk to his parents' bedroom and blow their brains out while they were sleeping. Now
he works for you.
No, he doesn't work for me. He gives us nothing And one of these days he will die by lethal injection.
Good, it's about time. Sooner the better. Don't waste money supporting a murderer like that.
Peter, you're not dealing with the issue. The issue is, this is the invocation that he spoke.
It wouldn't matter if you'd read Humpty Dumpty first. Lunatics will do crazy things. They do. Look at Jim Jones in Jonestown. He was an ordained Christian minister.
Is it just possible that when he called forth these gods of the pit, the ruler of the work, commanded the force of the darkness to bestow their infernal power on him, that in fact, because he read from your book and believed this, that it happened, they did, and he murdered as a result?
Nope, since they don't exist, it couldn't happen.
All right. That's your side of the argument. But suppose they did exist. Suppose they are real. Suppose.
I'm not going to waste my time with irrationality like that. There's no evidence for such things.
There's a young man on death row, and there are 2 dead bodies that give testimony to the fact that something happened.
Right, Sean is a deranged individual who committed crimes. He has to pay for those crimes. Doesn't matter that he's now claiming to be a Christian. He can't save his butt that way. He has committed murder, and he should be put to death for it.
The issue of whether or not he should receive capital punishment in relationship to the legitimate crimes he committed is one thing. To suggest he's only trying to find a way out through fire escape religion, and to suggest that he's some type of mentally unstable young man is quite another, because this is a very bright, intelligent young man.
There have been very clever lunatics. Look at Hitler.
Look at Anton LaVey.
Oh, he's not a lunatic.
Don't be so sure. 821 Talk. I got Justin on the line in San Diego, California. Justin.
Oh, Mr. Larson.
Yeah, what are you?
I'm sorry, didn't hear that?
What are you?
I'm an atheist.
An atheist?
But I read your book, Satanism, The Seduction of American Youth,
yeah.
Your book on rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I'm appalled, downright angry.
At who?
The Satanists.
Yeah.
These people worship an evil fiction, and they're ill.
Yeah.
And I want to know what I can do to, as an atheist, to combat this.
I don't know what you can do as an atheist. I don't think you can do anything as an atheist. Well, you can. I mean, even atheists can be good, decent, loving people.
Yeah, you find it amusing.
Well, I know. I'm not laughing at it. It's just like, well, I'm ready to tell you Jesus is what you need. Well, Jesus is the only hope, really, because this is a supernatural struggle. Yet, on the other hand...
I don't believe it's supernatural.
Yeah, well, I do, and that's the whole problem. But at least you can be a loving person, and that's a lot better than what Peter is.
Yeah, this guy, I've listened to the program, and,
Well, Peter, what you think? You got an atheist who's appalled by you.
Doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't. Nothing matters to you, man.
Oh, yes, lots of things do. But certainly my concerns of one lone atheist thinks really don't matter at all.
So
just one?
So there's Justin.
You're talking for yourself. Do you have a little group that's also backing you up?
No, but I have a lot of friends with a lot of different beliefs, but we all agree that you're a sick individual.
Well, if you listen to Bob's book about what Satanism is, you really don't know. You should read The Church of Satan by Blanche Barton. That'll tell you what contemporary Satanism is all about.
All right, Meredith, Canton, Ohio. I want to get to you quickly. Meredith?
Yes, Bob.
Just real quickly, please.
I was tortured by a satanic group.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did was they took me in the cellar, and it was decorated with these pentagrams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They put me on an altar, and they said they were going to take me out to a field, and that they were going to tie me up like they did Joan of Arc and burn me alive because they said I was a witch. And they they gagged me with this kind of thing that priests used to put around their neck.
Mm-hmm.
They gagged me with it, and they put this black hood over my face, and they dragged me here and there, and they inflicted scars upon me, and they held a crucifix to my head and told me to burn, burn, burn.
Satanists did this?
Yes, they did.
Sounds like Christians to me.
Oh, come on, Peter, now get off that.
No, Christians who have tried to exorcise demons from people.
What did these people finally do to you, Meredith?
What they did was they took me in the cellar, and it was decorated with these pentagrams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They put me on an altar, And they said that they were going to take me out to a field and that they were going to tie me up like they did Joan of Arc and burn me alive because they said I was a witch. And they gagged me with this kind of thing that priests used to put around their neck.
Mm-hmm.
They gagged me with it, and they put this black hood over my face, and they dragged me here and there, and they inflicted scars upon me, and they held a crucifix to my head and told me to burn, burn, burn.
Satanists did this?
Yes, they did.
Sounds like Christians to me.
Oh, come on, Peter, now get off that.
No, Christians who have tried to exorcise demons from people.
What did these people finally do to you, Meredith?
What they tried to do, they told me that they tried to influence me and brainwash me that I should go towards Satan, and that if I didn't, that they always told me because I was part of my youth group, and one of the girls in my youth group had told her group about me, and that I worshiped God and that I loved Him so much, and they wanted me to turn me the other way. And so they took me, and I went out one night with one of my friends, and they found me, and they took me in their van, and they took me to this altar, this place.
I'm going to have to break in on you, Meredith, because I've only got about a minute left, and I want one of my referral operators to talk to you. Peter?
Yes?
This wasn't how you planned to spend your day today, was it?
Oh, yes, it was.
Well, but you didn't know this till yesterday.
Yes, but that was soon enough to plan.
What about Blanche saying she'd be on the show and then changing her mind real quick?
She had appointments that she didn't remember at the time. She was not expecting you to ask her to do it again. If she did in advance, she probably would have cleared the day, but she needed more than just a day's notice.
Well, Peter, I do thank you for clearing your day and making it available.
Oh, well, you're very welcome.
And America, Canada, the world's largest live prayer family, will be praying for you.
Let them do it.
When you die, Peter? What then?
Nothing. There is nothing. My legacy of my creations, my music and art will live after me.
If a victim of incest came to you, what would you say?
If they were a victim of incest and I knew it was true, I would try to help them.
How?
By arresting the person who committed the incest. Stop them.
Love, healing, and compassion? Where would you find that to extend to the victim?
We have compassion for people who deserve it. We have compassion rituals to help people.
Maybe she had it coming.
Incest, I don't think, is something you can have coming. I think that's a reprehensible act.
I gather you will not be joining our Compassion Connection.
No, not likely.
Anything else you want to say before we go?
Well, I just want to thank you very much, Bob, for helping promote the Church of Satan by talking about us all the time and even giving money to some of our members to appear on your show. It's really been delightful.
We haven't given money to your members to appear in this show. You have not been paid today, and Blanche was not paid yesterday. And on a human level, I thank you. On a spiritual level, I pray for you. They intend to take over. The war is real. Better figure out which side you're on. I'll have more to say in a moment. Anton LaVey has devoted his life to overthrowing Christianity. Through servants of Satan like LaVey, Lucifer lures gullible victims into the secret world of Satanism with promises of power. The devil pledges power through repugnant rituals and secret ceremonies described in books like the Satanic Bible. But the devil only delivers destruction. Sadly, Satanists don't fear spiritual death, since they believe rebelling against God brings freedom. If you're a Satanist, remember, Proverbs 4:23 warns, guard your heart, it's the wellspring of life. If you dabble with the devil, you'll be impaled on the sharp horns of satanic deception.